T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello guys and dolls, welcome back to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. I'm joined by my emergency lover Mike and my second best, Phil. We do have Carl joining us as well at some point, but I'm assuming that he's come across stairs at some point during his day, so he's spending 45 minutes just trying to figure out how he's going to hoist his broken body up and over those obstacles that he faces every day.
Easy. Someone just pushes him.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, oh, speak of the devil, here he is. Nice of you to join us, Carl.
Fucking kids.
Right, today we are taking a look.
Who are them online people who sort of, what they called?
Influencers?
No, the ones who fucking write stories and stuff like that and leak stuff.
Fanfic writers.
No. The ones who go after people.
Well, they're becoming
Paparazzi.
Oh. Cole looked like one of them in the videos. They wear masks usually to hide their identity.
Oh, Anonymous.
That's it.
Oh,
right. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. That was a real journey. That was a real journey, that conversation. That's some real highs and lows in that. Well done. That was terrible. Anyway, right. Whilst Carl breaks into the NSA, we're gonna be unboxing the Elegoo Neptune 4 Plus. So the Elegoo Neptune 4 Plus is 320 by 320 by 385. It is one of the latest offerings from Elegoo. And it's trying to prove that bed slingers aren't dead yet. That's the fundamental goal. Oh, and Carl's unplugged his earphones.
I haven't.
Oh, you can't? No? I was going to say.
I was just fitting them on better.
Fair enough. We are joined by some nice people in the comments. So I void warranties. We were having a bit of a chat beforehand. So, yes, I Void Warranties is one of the lucky people who bought one of the Bambu Lab's A1s and has now been told not to use it because it may inadvertently catch fire. So he is now... Carl, are you online in a shopping centre? Like...
I'm in my living room, thinking kids are back and forth. You know, because the kitchen's there. That's all they ever do is go in the kitchen.
Throw a brick at them or something.
Doesn't work, I've tried.
They're quick, like a cat.
They're quicker than me.
He's got really agile kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, the news from Bambu Labs is that the A1 has an issue with bed strain relief, and that the cable is apparently dangerous, and people have not just been told to wait for the fix, but basically that they should turn off their machines
because it can melt your house.
And because they'll set your house right on fire.
Yeah, it'll all melt.
So,
but at least they've been proactive.
They have been, and to be fair to them, I think there's a reality that a lot of the cable damage is either something that could be done in shipping or if you are misusing the printer, i.e. you're tugging at it or whatever. But it doesn't change the fact that it's not an issue that a lot of other printers have. It is an issue, if we remember, on the Sidewinder X1, the first generation of the artilleries, where, Mike, how many beds did we go through on those Sidewinders?
Well, if you bought a Sidewinder, you bought a massive supply of beds and tool heads.
I reckon we each changed the bed 3 or 4 times.
I think the X2 had it done 2, maybe 3 times, but I know yours was like 4.
No, the X2 didn't, because the X2 had the flat cable that went in the back. Do you remember?
That's right. They changed it for the X2. So on the X1,
They changed it for the X2. It
X1s,
was
yeah.
the wrong gauge wire and a high... That was it. Yeah. Oh,
So-
on the A1. So on the A1, it's a wrong gauge wire and a high rin solder.
So on my A1 Mini, when it does move the bed forward, it is quite tight. I've noticed.
Yeah.
You can hear that. You know when that wire is being stretched a little bit, just a bit. You can hear that little squeak. That's what I get with mine.
It's not just me. That camera is just randomly going out of focus, isn't it? Let me just see if I can...
But it's massively on the flip as well.
I
What?
just see that Carl Weathers passed away.
Who?
Carl Weathers, the Rocky.
Oh
Carl
yeah,
Weathers. What's the matter?
yeah,
He
I've just
died.
seen that.
Yeah,
He died.
Yeah, just passed away.
There we go. I've sorted
Still
that out.
wonky.
Well, we're all just going to have to live with it, because that's... that's what it looks like, and I can't do anything about it.
That's not true. That's what tripods are for.
That's not wonky.
Look at the joist above the door.
Look, the joist is
Yes,
on.
I didn't say my garage was straight.
Oh, I think it
Just-
might be the camera, not the garage.
If you lean to the side a little bit, yeah, no, that's
No, other way. Other way.
yeah, that's it.
That's perfect.
Feels slightly more straight now.
It looks like
Yeah,
I'm walking
absolutely.
uphill.
I'll do the whole live stream like this and just see how many people go, I don't like it.
Let's
This
see how
is-
you hit
Rocking
it.
shit.
People will start taking anti-sickness tablets.
Yeah. So, a beautiful transition there, I'll point out, from the new A10, the new A10 mixing deck that we have. So this is Elegoo's attempt to prove that bed slingers aren't yet dead. This is clipperized and direct drived and everything else, everything you could really want.
If bed slingers were dead, we wouldn't get another 14 enders.
That's true, yeah. I can tell you now, the next person who tries to send me an ender clone, a curse on them and their ancestors. So, okay, so what are we looking at for a Neptune 4? $350. That's
Which I
not
think-
bad.
I think
That's
that's
not
good value for
terrible.
money.
Right. This is letting you know that you need to switch the voltage. The factory default is 230 volts, which is me, but I'll make sure I check that before we start. This is a user manual that I think we all know I'm going to immediately disregard in totalitarian. And then we've got a injection molded, but something that could have quite easily been 3D printed, which is a little strange. So we've got, that's the spool holder, a glue stick, which let's really hope we're not still using glue sticks at this point. This is
Screen.
this is a thing that we will use for
Screen
something.
holder.
That probably means I should. Oh, that'll probably be for the screen. That'll probably be the screen holder. Then we've actually got an English plug, which is very nice for a kettle cord because it's not often we get one of those. That is the rest of the spool holder.
Yeah, because I think our supply of English kettle cords is down to about 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the only ones. So let's have a little look. That well-known brand of USB stick called NetAc. That definitely won't leak my location to any agencies, so that's nice. Bunch of screws. This is the amount of PLA they give you. Throw that away.
Lift up that circle bit of foam. Is there any PLA under there?
There should be a spool in there.
No, there's PLA
No.
Two
here.
options.
Yeah, but like in the box, it shows there's a circle there where it should be a roll of filament.
No, this
Yeah.
came with it. This came with it. This came in.
I think they
This
have
came
two
in another
different
box.
versions on the box.
There it is.
Right.
I like they've put a cutout for a kilo of filament, but it's not in there.
Yeah.
There
I
you
have
go.
to say though, Elegoo filament's quite good actually.
So so 420 is the Neptune
Max.
Max. This is just the Plus. So this is 320 by 320 by 385. Weird,
So, but-
weird little weird
So
compromise.
we tried
there
to
on-
get the Macs, but Elegoo
They didn't have any. Was their excuse at the time?
They've
Oh, a
got problems.
little tiny Wi-Fi dongle.
There
Little
seems to be
tiny
an issue
aerial
with
there.
the Macs at the
This
moment.
is our, this is our filament detector. We get the kind of spatula I would expect
Yeah.
to get with a resin printer.
It's a resin printer.
So that's a little,
That'll
a
snap
little
as soon
weird.
as you use that.
Yeah,
I got
we
one of
get-
them with my
you spatter
K1.
into your fingers.
Filament unplugger. This
Air
is,
conditioning unit.
yeah, this is part of the new part cooling that they're trying to do. So this mounts behind the tool head, and there's dual radial fans here that blow out through this slot here and give you supposedly superior part cooling. We will see. Paid $260 posted for mine. That's not bad. That's not bad, really.
That's a good price, actually.
So that's a really for
that size
for what
printer,
you're
yeah.
getting. You're getting a lot of printer, really. So this is coming. This is coming, to be fair, with... Oh, right, hold on, before we can take that out. So this is the brace. These are the braces. So braces used to be a thing that you only really got on things like the S4. I think the S4 brace kit was one of the first kits you could get, and then some of the larger gantry printers, they gave you brace kits as well. So it's nice to see that these are the sort of things we're getting. And you've got to think of just how much printer you're actually getting for your money at this point. Like, I get a 500. Oh, you got the Congro T500, did you?
The squeaky one.
The squeaky one. Does it squeak, does it?
Yeah.
Excellent. The biggest problem with the T500, with the Congro, is genuinely where to put it. Like, the thing is massive.
It was like when I had the S5, wasn't it? Like, it's not so much the size of the printer, it's the bed travel. Because it then makes it like huge space you need front and back to do it. And I think in the end, I ended up mounting mine sideways in order to be able to fit it on the desk.
Yeah, they move a bit, don't they, back and forth. There's a lot of room.
Do you remember, Mike, when we took your S4 and we tried to make it into
It was
that...
S5, tried to make it into Core X1. It sort of works a bit sometimes.
Well, it wasn't that was the BLV that we tried to make. But before that, we made a sliding X gantry. So what it was the bed was fixed in position. It had an A-frame gantry, and the whole gantry moved backwards and forwards. It was one of the worst engineering ideas. I think we'd seen a video, and I can't remember who did it. I think it wasn't CNC Kitchen, but it was someone who was like, hey, this seems like a fun thing to do.
And the video's only 10 minutes long, like he did it really quick.
Yeah, he did it real quick, and it wasn't. It took us like 4 hours. We finally got it all together, and obviously all it did was it just flopped about like an old fish all the time. Like it was not a stable platform. And I was pretty unstable by the end of it and all. What about that Elegoo massive printer that's like 800? So that's the Giga printer. We've had some conversations with Elegoo about it.
We see it at Form Next.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, if you was to have this in a garage, what you don't see, so this is a garage studio, but what you don't see is this side of the camera. There's loads of big shelves with models on and printers and stuff like that. Just to be clear, if we built that printer in the middle of this garage, we'd have to climb through it to get to the other side. You're not walking around it.
It's massive. So any chance you're getting to review that printer when it prints upside down? So...
me and James could easily sit inside that printer together.
Oh, right. Any chance of us getting that printer that can print upside down and can fit into a filament box when dismantled? So I've seen it. We've chatted to them. And no, there isn't any chance of us getting one.
Sounds a lot like the Focus printer that nobody asked to folding off.
Yeah. So it's not like they showed us some of the results they'd got. They said they were still working on it. Like it was poor. I can't remember what the company who make it are called, but we did have a long chat with them. This is the tool head you can see on the back here. So this, in fact, hold on, let me.
And I didn't send that email to that other company I was supposed to. Today.
Good job. So you can see here, this is what we're working with the tool head. So we've got dual radial fans on the side here, which is giving pretty good part cooling directly over the nozzle. We've got a tool head that I'm going to be honest with you looks super similar to the K1 Max. In that it looks like it's another induction hot end. It looks pretty standard, to be honest. Like it doesn't look bad by any stretch. Obviously trigger release there. We have a pin releases here because this is how we do it. The screen doesn't come up and pull the plug from the bottom of the screen and reset. Okay. And then, so as with any of the Generation 4s, update the firmware. The original firmware on the 4 is way too buggy, and setup can freeze and crash the nozzle into the bed. Oh, great. Okay. Well,
it looks very familiar to the Sprite hot end there.
Well, no. I don't think that's I don't think it is particularly similar to a Sprite. Sprite is much more. So for a start, a Sprite is absolutely appalling to work on. I've dismantled Sprites before.
With the design the way it is, that's very similar. Apart from obviously they have the.
Yeah, I mean it's a compact direct drive for sure.
Yeah.
But I challenge it's more like so it's more like an LDO style planetary gear setup.
Is it a volcano nozzle?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. Don't know if I can get the nozzle out to have a look. No, I can't. I don't know the answer. It's like the micro Swiss hot ends used. Yeah, it is. I'd say this is more akin to the hot end that you get on a K1 Max than it is on anything else. With sort of like a planetary gear direct drive extruder at the top. And then a very short throat with a relatively minimal heat sink. So then the hot end looks almost, the nozzle and the hot end look almost identical to what you'd expect to see on a K1. Okay. Get all that out. Get all of this out. Oh, that's incredibly heavy. Okay, hold on. Put that on the floor for a minute. Whilst I get rid of all the garbage. Right, that is an empty box. Good. Yeah. So, just like that. Right. So I am going to have a quick check of the power supply because this isn't a switching power supply. So, oh yeah, that's super easy to see. It came with a European plug, so I'm relatively confident this is going to be on 240, but it's not an automatic switching power supply, so I am just going to...
It does look like a bit of a volcano nozzle on it.
We'll have control.
Yes, it is on 230, so that's fine. You say it is a volcano nozzle?
It looks like one, yeah. A little bit shorter, maybe.
So, I suppose we may as well address the elephant in the room with this one. What does the bed strain relief look like? So, we've got pretty good contact point on the rear of the bed here. If I take this off, can't really see much more, to be honest with you. It looks like it's fairly solid. Everything nice and recessed. There's a pretty solid clip here that gives this cable a little bit of wiggle room. And then we've got a decent amount of flex in the back end of this cable as well. So I think we are all right on that front. I really thought that we were past a point where that was a thing we had to look at on machines. It's a little disappointing that that's the area
Well, the
that
thing is
Bambu
as
have
well,
let themselves down
when was
in.
the last time we had a bed slinger on here?
Oh, the
Yeah.
last bed slinger.
Fuku's?
You know, it might have been.
I think it was.
Might have been. Oh no, the X2. The X2 came out afterwards, didn't?
Yeah, you've done the
the
you've done the Ender 3 S1 Plus, didn't you? That was out after the Focus.
Yes, we did. We did do the Ender 3 S1 Plus.
Oh no, the Anchor Mate.
Anchor Mate, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, the M5, the Hydra.
Yeah, we don't count that as a printer.
No, it wasn't. Let's be honest. Oh yeah, that was not good.
The low point in our lives.
Right, cool. Let's pop this on its side so that we can attach all of this. Scoop. These ones here.
Is anyone still on the Fuku's group? Is it still going?
So I was until until the main person left and went over and weirdly didn't join the so I can't remember Carl, what was her name? Dora, that was it. So Dora was the person who ran those communities, right? And she did a really, really good job. Interestingly, she's gone over to Bambu, but not in their social media team. So she's actually in their support team, but not doing any like engine, not like in their Fuku's. They did do a folding printer, yes, which nobody asked them to, and it wasn't great, to be honest. She now works with Bambu. She does. But as I say, just what's weird is that she works for Bambu, but not on what I think she was absolutely fantastic at, which was social media. She did an absolutely amazing job building out Focus's
She did a really good job at Focus.
Subject 2 is ready to go.
She was one of the few community builders who was trying to do exactly that. She was trying to build an actual community. Like, she was really good. I really liked her. And when she left, unsurprisingly, Focus as a brand really suffered. And it's interesting how one person moving on can make such a huge difference to such a big community. Any chance of getting in touch with her and seeing if she can sort out my Bambu issue? What's your Bambu issue? Because if it's the same as everybody else's, I'd imagine she'd give you the same advice everybody else would get.
Just wait patiently, apparently.
Is it? Well, yeah. I mean, ultimately, there's only two choices, right? Haven't they not said that they'll give you a? Have they not offered refunds? I thought they had. I thought they said that if you wanted a refund, you could get one.
Yeah.
If you sent the machine back.
And then replace the machine, or you can repair it yourself. But I assume that you're not allowed to repair it yourself now.
You're not?
Warranty, yeah.
Because I've seen a couple of videos drop today to say stop using them full stop.
I do think that's a little bit of storm in a teacup kind of situation. Like, I don't think they're so dangerous that they can't be left unattended or they'll explode. Like, you know,
The video I saw last week with that cable sparking.
Oh, was it?
Good job. That was quite scary. I suppose they got their new year coming up, haven't they? So they're going to be off work now for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that dropped out.
So
I did find that one.
Yeah, assume let's stop people using them
for a whole month.
Yeah, not a good time for that. They had offered refunds, replacement bed or replace, but now gone back on their word until further. Oh, okay. So what have they not Have they not given a clear? I want to be really clear, guys. We have an X1 carbon. Carl, you have a P1P,
S.
P1S, but both of us bought our machines. Bambu didn't send those, so just to be clear, we have no we have no affiliation to them in anything that they're doing.
So I've got an A1 Mini, and I'll be honest, I thought it was the A1 Minis when they came out with it. I was like,
Well, surely are they saying that the A1 Mini is not affected by the same issue?
they're saying it's just the A1. The Minis are fine.
Interesting.
I'd like to say the A1.
Don't really see how that's possible, though, do you? Because they're well, I
Same
suppose they are
design.
different enough, aren't they?
Exactly the same design, just bigger, isn't it?
Well, no, because the A1 Mini's the oh no! Wouldn't be a stream if I didn't drop something. Yeah, the A1 Mini is obviously it's a different. It's not a full Cartesian, is it? It's a. That does not look. That's the right size bolt. Have I picked the wrong size? Doesn't seem like there's a lot of ones to choose from. This is a cable clamp. Oh yeah, maybe it's this one. All right.
See, weren't Bambu meant to be making some sort of announcement on the 5th or the 6th of February as well about their new printer?
Someone could definitely have accused me of needing to read the instructions then, just to be clear.
I had an email Monday offering me a new strain relief or print one, and then today the email they said wait until they decide.
Oh, it's Phil.
Yeah, I don't often go into live at the moment.
I don't think that's true, Phil. I think you're gonna make a triumphant return.
A stumbling
tell.
trip, you mean?
I can tell you're too keen. Soon as I sent you that link, you were like, "Oh yeah,
I offered
give
you
me a
February.
bit of that." Oh no! I dropped it on the floor. Oh, that's going to be harder to find.
Where are you, Sam? Are you still in America?
I was going to say, Sam's in the old US of A, isn't he? Are you just struggling with jet lag, Sam, and desperately trying to find something that will put you to sleep?
Oh,
I thought I'd make the joke before he did.
yeah. I'm just waiting for him to say.
I'm at
Where's
Tripod's
the oil?
house at the moment. Oh. See, this is interesting because these don't appear to crank down quite as much as I expected them to.
What have they got your telly volume on, Carl? Like 1 million?
He's watching.
You want to be careful, Carl. TV license, start watching this stream. You'll be writing for it.
Yeah.
Well, I can imagine they can hear it at their office.
Probably. I have
They
turned.
don't need the special antenna thing. They just stand outside his house.
Yeah, the bloke's just
I
waiting.
might live near Liverpool, but I do actually pay for it.
He says in a very official tone, in case anyone's listening,
Whilst looking down.
whilst looking down and not making sure no one can identify him, looking like Mr.
No one
Robot.
can get that screenshot.
It's in the wife's name.
Oh, that's convenient, yeah. I bet that's what you say when he comes to the door and, "Oh, I'd love to help you, mate, but it's in the wife's name."
Yeah, she's not here.
Nothing to do with me. It's shutting the door.
Right. Let's see, what other things we need to touch? Oh, I've not built one of these like this in ages.
I've got to build I got sent a Neptune 4, so I've got to build that in the next few weeks.
You got the Pro, did you?
No, I wanted the Pro actually, but they sent the 4.
Well,
It's literally there's no difference between them both apart from the wheels, I think.
You should be able to do it quite easy now, Phil. You know, James makes all the mistakes.
Yeah. Well,
But at
they're
least I haven't
saying
got
that.
the support rods to worry about.
Well, I must have an end stop to worry about, but I'll be buggered if I can figure out where it is. Like, where's the... Oh, no, that's the...
No, that's for the park cooling fan.
This is for the park cooling fan.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't fitted that yet, Phil. So you just need to calm down, all right? You're getting
James
too
is on his own
excited. I can
set.
tell.
I've got the
Oh, it does. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. So this is just a permanent 12-volt supply. It's not controlled by the screen.
It is. It comes on, but you can turn it off as well. So it auto comes on.
There's literally an on-off switch on it.
Yeah, but you can override it and just.
I would like to say it looks like Phil does his research.
But that is true. That's what I've always said about him
I
as a
didn't even know
person.
what printer it was we were doing today. I had to look on our screen once James had created it, so I knew what printer it was.
Yeah, I was. It did take me about
sound
3
kinda
attempts to
red,
remember which one it was. Oh, hello. This box is definitely going to kill me. Oh, okay. That one then. See, there's a lot of people who think that you should read manuals, and I just don't believe that those people are trying hard enough.
Tripods here.
Like,
The only shot we've got is on
Have
the
you,
other side.
Sam and Tripod had a bit of a
Sam, we all know the MP4 can't level. Have we leveled the bed? Nope! I have already been warned by several people that we are going to experience an issue when it comes to leveling this bed. So we might be lucky, and the bed might be, and we might have the latest firmware at stock, but
And because the garage is level, the bed would be level.
I've never been lucky before, so I don't see why I should start now. I've never relied on luck, just my good looks and wit, which have also never been particularly great. So
No, they've let you down a lot.
I'm really glad they've put this Z-axis all the way at the friggin' top. It makes all of this really easy to do.
Well,
Welcome to a.
Alright, and then this goes scoop, scoop. There we go. So we're all screwed. Almost definitely. Take one show.
Who's massaging who? That's the question.
I remember when we did the... Do you remember when we did the... It took us ages, but we made the Voron V0. And when I went to turn it on, I was like, I'll say goodbye now, because 50-50 that I'm going to turn this printer on and it's just going to flip every breaker in my house. And as it was, I'd absolutely nailed it.
welcome to the shit show with this printer.
Even I was stunned.
I'm gonna need 10 minutes. To do what?
Oh, all right, okay. So where do you go then?
I
I've got to
320, James.
I can't do that.
What's that?
James Cole asked what the build volume was.
320 by 320 by
400, is it?
no 385. All right, I give up.
That's helmet size.
I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna look at the instructions, but I am gonna have a little look at the pictures on the website. Oh, okay, this goes on this then. That answers that question. So you must go. Look at that. I always knew that's where it went. There was a part of me that didn't know, but I wasn't listening to that bit.
Oh, you mean you're not? No. You consider that potentially be something important. Who's to say this isn't it? Sometimes things just happen for a reason. You have been like you.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I had a great track record when it came to really any printer working the first time that I turn it on.
Yeah. No, they turn on a lot of the time. They don't always work.
True.
Yeah.
Mind you, we have had printers that haven't turned on as well, so.
Yeah, there's been a few of them.
So Sam has a lady doing him, and John has two men doing him.
Haynes manuals. Oh, my God.
There you go, look. John's made an offer to anyone to go pick up his Neptune 4 Plus, and he'd pay for petrol money as well.
He'll pay them, will he?
Wonder how much petrol it takes to drive that way.
I'm still so... Do you know what? I think the happiest day of my life, including, and I want to be clear, including the day that I got married, the happiest day of my adult life was the day that I took was the day that I sent off that chocolate printer to our friend in Canada. I just laughed as I was doing it the whole time because I knew how... Why is this just a funny size screw that doesn't fit anything? No.
Have they spoke to you since?
They have a couple of times. They were pretty angry about it. And I was clear.
I got it.
I was going to say he was like, oh, I'll get that working. I was like, okay, you enjoy, you do you, bud. And he was like, oh yeah, it'll be really good once I get it working. I said, no, it won't.
Massive need to change chocolate from one square to another.
Yeah. If you just want to make slightly worse versions of chocolate, that's on you, bud.
I agree, James. Right. It's one of them videos you can put on when you're feeling a bit down. It makes you feel better.
It's just me having a breakdown. That's literally all that video is. It's just me having an actual breakdown.
Just wait to be sponsored by the Samaritans after that video, though.
Honestly, that was... I would say, hands down, that was the worst thing we've worked on this channel. Hands down.
That and the Hydra. Because the Hydra...
Oh, the Hydra, yeah, the Hydra was bad, but the Hydra just didn't work. I've never been so sort of like... I've never been gaslit by a company before. I think that bothered me more than anything else, where they were just going, no, it works. And I was like, you're saying it with such confidence that I almost believe you, but I am here and it doesn't.
The reason I'm speaking to you is because it doesn't work.
Yeah, and they were like, no, it works. I was like, oh, well, you've said it twice now, so maybe it is me. And then 60 hours later, it wasn't.
And the worst thing is you put an ender free for it.
Oh, that, honestly, that made me angry. Like, I smashed that ender 3 afterwards.
Nobody talks to him.
Real genuine rage that bore inside of me.
I void warranties. The Ledge 1X is literally sat in my side shed. Will be staying there.
Right. So this plugs into... Nope. This plugs into the front. Yes. It has a full Ethernet port. That's weird. Right, don't forget to put on our tiny little... Can't forget to put on our... Yeah, that's turned off. Okay. It's my fault.
We don't know how you survived.
Put on our tiny little Wi-Fi antenna. Can't see how that's going to make any difference to anything, but fine.
Environments fused with your body.
The Ender 3 belt printer. That worked!
Yeah, that worked.
The Ender 3 belt printer worked. I just had no use for it. That was the only problem with that.
It spent longer hanging on our wall than we did actual using it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please, get me alive.
I was looking.
Elegoo stopped all comms with me after I released the video. Oh, tripod, does that mean you're not getting a Giga printer then? Or are you just off the Christmas list?
Never possess.
Not one company we've worked with sent us a Christmas card this year, which I think says a lot.
Frozen did.
Did they?
Frozen, we got that postcard, do you remember? Craig sent it.
It was just a piece of paper with a stamp on it.
You're describing a card.
With an
Postcard.
invoice.
It wasn't even a Christmas card, it was a postcard.
It was a Christmas card. It said Merry Christmas on it.
Nah, it was
Cease
a
and
postcard.
desist letter.
It was literally a card, and it said Merry Christmas. I don't know what more you could ask for that. Cool. Okay.
An envelope. You know,
Absolutely
one
no
of the
way you
standard
could say
art
that it
Christmas
wasn't a
card.
Christmas card. It was a
It
Christmas
wasn't.
card.
It wasn't.
It was!
Christmas postcard. Cards come in envelopes.
And that's not good enough for you.
No,
Well, we didn't send him one, just to be clear.
it's not our job to.
Oh! It lights up. Let's just switch to camera 1. So before we try and do this, let's see if there is an over-the-air update that we can do. How was it building the belt printer though? Oh yeah, that was pretty terrible. That was hard. It was genuinely hard to build those printers.
Link to the chocolate printer video.
Yeah, I tried linking it. It don't work, does it?
But you were one of the first channels though to do the belt printer, weren't you? The version.
Yeah, because I was speaking to the bloke who designed that in Argentina
Yeah.
way before it was ready to even ship. So when he shipped it, we literally got the first one.
So settings, Wi-Fi.
Phil, does the hot end have a light on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got. It should have 2 lights: upper light, gantry light, and then a hot end light.
Let's see if I remember my Wi-Fi password. I don't. That's fair enough. Where's my phone?
I thought it was Tips McGee.
I was 60% sure I didn't know it. Like, thought I'd take a chance. It was stupid.
Yeah, it was Derek Matthews who built the X1 belt printer.
Yeah.
So the company who did that, they did 2 kits, one for an Ender and one for an X1. Just that no one else was mad enough to turn a working X1 into a belt printer.
Who's that?
There we go. 1 second. Right, well, we're on Wi-Fi. So let's see if there's...
Not anymore. There is nothing for you.
Is there an update? Is there an over-the-air update you can do? Oh, here we go. What's this? Update failed. Okay.
Cool.
I don't know if you can do it over the air.
What good is it?
You can't do an over-the-air update.
I don't think so.
Right, well, that would have been a cool feature to have included. What's the point in there being Wi-Fi then? Does it have an app for it? No, it doesn't have an app, James.
I found that with the Saturn as well. Yeah.
Should come with an update over the air. I absolutely agree it should come with an update over the air, but there doesn't seem to be, unless I'm
Misconfused.
yeah, unless I'm,
No, Andrew said it should come with an update over there, but you have to plug it in.
what?
Ethernet.
I'm sorry, well, that's not over the air then, is it?
No, he said it should come up with an update over the air, but you'd have to plug it in, as in it should do, but it doesn't.
Bunch of turds.
So I'm saying I should have a Ferrari. I haven't.
Anycubic have an app and you can update it in the app.
Great. Well, that's not what this printer does.
That's also a different make.
Yeah, well, yeah. Right. Download center. Let's have a look. The Neptune 4 Plus. I don't want I don't want any of that.
Printers on Wi-Fi.
Oh, slicing software. All right. Firmware for the Neptune
I haven't
4
got a
Plus.
Wi-Fi signal out here.
Go on. How long is this going to take? Oh, not that long. I thought it was just clipperized anyway.
It is, isn't it?
Well, I thought so.
James has heard the bed wheels shake off when it's printing.
So far, no one's done anything nice to say.
Might not be funny, but that happened on my X1 before.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. That was funny.
You also want to
Saying
level
no
your
one said
bed.
anything. Oh, I haven't put the brace kit on. Maniac. I
That's
haven't
probably
put
why
brace
it
kit
went
on
up
yet.
there. Yeah. It's got the antennas built into them.
Oh, okay. So what we reckon? Washer on the bottom, no washer on the top. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm living my life. Yeah. Well, that's stupid, James. Why would you do it that way?
I'm selling a watch on eBay that's finishing in 20 minutes if anyone wants to buy it.
Shameless plug there.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Go for it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's not a huge amount of crossover between the two communities, but maybe there is.
I don't know. I like watches and I like printers.
That is true, but you might be the... I rather suspect, as in the rest of your life, you're the exception that proves the rule, rather than the person that conforms.
It's because I blaze my own trail.
That's true. You're a trendsetter. Everybody knows. They've invented laws because of Mike.
Yeah, but they were for different things.
Yeah. I'm going to controversial opinion, but I think that if you break the law, right, but it's either funny enough or you've done something that's clever enough to, like, it's clever enough.
What about
I
the
feel like
person
they should
who
just let
broke
you
the law
off.
against
Only
really
the first
deserved
time, but like
Yeah, but what about if the person you broke the law against really deserved it?
yeah, nah. Like if you've broke the law and what you've done is funny, I honestly think you should just get a pass after that. I think it's just be like, fair play. It's funny the first time. Everybody does it afterwards. Definitely not. Everybody who does it afterwards, they should get punished. Kind of a bunch of copycats walking around. But I think if you do something and it's not illegal yet, or what you do is just genuinely hilarious, I think you should be able. Like, so for example, you shouldn't be able to assault the royal family. But if someone threw a swan at one that they'd catapulted from like 5 miles away, I reckon the first time, only the first time, but the first time they should just get away with it and be like, fair play, we didn't say you couldn't do that.
Good shot.
What do you want signed, James?
Exactly. And there has to be criteria. There has to be it has to be something no one else has done, and it has to be funny, and he'd have to have hit him, because I think the only thing funnier than that happening is watching King Charles getting absolutely nutted by a goose. Like that would just.
Or someone who's made a hand out of sausages and thrown that at him.
I just think stuff like that. I just think that's the best way to run a society.
Just to be clear, James, if I signed this watch, it would massively lower the value. I'd like to sell it. Like,
Oh, you are right, Carl. It is a volcano nozzle because there's a spare one in here. All right, let's just pull up the
technically,
firmware.
stealing from the Apple store is classified as scrumping.
Where the hell is that?
Just go on one massive supermarket sweep and get away with it the first time.
Oh, well, that's a nice. I downloaded it and it immediately said failed, virus detected. So that's cool. So I guess I'm turning off my. Antivirus to be able to do this. Great.
You've just let China in. They're already in. You turned it off and now they're in.
Straight in.
They're at the door. You just let them in. Yeah.
Sounds about right. It's once they start flicking my lights on and off that I'm like, oh yeah, fair play. I'll probably change all those bulbs.
I've already got control of all your Alexas.
Yeah. They're watching you live stream.
So here's a question for the comments then. If you saw an owl out in the middle of the day, right? How many owls would you have to see before you thought something was up?
1.
So like, let's say you're out doing your normal day, right? You'd see one owl. Now one owl, you'd be like, oh, there's an owl. But then you see...
I'd be like, oh, there's an owl, because I've never seen an owl in the wild.
I've not seen an owl out during the day, right?
I've seen an owl.
But then you see a second owl.
Not in the same
And
place
then-
as the first owl.
A third, I reckon 4 hours, and I'm Googling stuff.
No,
Like,
I'd
I'm
say
trying to
2.
find out, I'm
I'd say
checking the
2.
news to find out whether or not there's been, like, people who know stuff have mentioned it and be like, hey, just so you know, there's a lot of owls out at the moment for this reason. Like,
No, I'd say 2, because I've never seen an owl before. So if I see an owl, I'd be like, oh, there's an owl. But then if I see another owl in a different place on the same day, I'd be like, why have I seen 2 owls and I've not seen one in 43 years?
so there's a question for you in the, Carl, can you create a poll? We'll get people voting. How many owls would you have to see in a day? It's not possible that I do not have a pair of blue-handled pliers. It's not possible.
Well, the resin printing god's in the chat.
Well, this one hasn't actually got a pair of blue-handled pliers that came with it, so I'm already annoyed about that. But I've let that go.
Just to be
And now I'm trying-
clear, Matt, nobody's seen an owl.
Who saw an owl? No one's seen an owl. The question is, Matt, is that if you were out during the day, how many owls would you have to see before you thought something was going on?
And you're not at an owl sanctuary.
You're not at an owl sanctuary or like a bird place. You're just out and about, going about your life. Oh, okay. Bye, Carl. But like, you're just out and about in your regular life. How many hours would you have to see before you was like, I've got follow-up questions? I reckon 4. I reckon 4 hours, and I've got questions.
Am I in Harry Potter?
Yeah. I've seen 1 owl in my life, and only because I was loved in a forest. Oh, that's okay.
Bit doggery.
I was going to say that took a little bit of a
Was that
turn
your
there,
own
didn't it?
choice who loved, or was it a false loving?
Were you voluntarily loved, or
Yeah, forcefully loved.
or forcefully?
Yeah.
Very different thing if someone forcefully loves you. That's the problem.
Because someone who does, what to a chicken can be one thing, or it could be a chicken lover.
Oh, he lived near a forest. That makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Hello, Carl.
I just thought he was molested.
Have they stopped sending pliers with the printers? Well, I haven't got one here. I haven't got a set of blue-handled pliers.
I
So-
think they probably thought you didn't need it with that little poxy bit.
Yeah, but when
I'm going to tell you now.
Karma Studios, not if you worked in an owl sanctuary or a bird sanctuary or a zoo. Just in your normal life, you're walking along, you see owls.
Is it an English or an Asian owl? Well, I'm telling you now, if I saw an owl and I immediately knew that it was Asian, I'd have even more questions.
It'd just be China spying on you.
I'd be like, how do I know what an Asian owl is? How would I even identify that?
That's how they got COVID here.
Could be an American owl.
Would it be holding a limb in its husk? God, I don't know. I think if I saw an owl eating like a part of a person, I would definitely... That would just be one. If I saw one owl eating the remains of a person, I'd be like, okay, I need to take a picture of this and ask some questions.
Where I work, talking of limbs, where I work, one of the places I work at is the cemeteries in the borough I work in. It's usually the plumbing, the outside taps, the toilets, the kitchen, stuff like that we deal with. Last weekend, my mother-in-law was with me. She stayed there, so it was a terrible weekend to start with. But I came home on the Friday, and she was here with my wife, and they asked where I'd been. I said, I've been at the cemetery. So she said, what are you doing at the cemetery? I said, when we have heavy rain or storms, sometimes bits stick up, and we have to bury them back down again.
Oh, no.
She looked at me like I was deadly serious and I just didn't care anymore. Lauren looked at me as if to say, well, tell her the truth, and I just went off.
He dropped the bombshell.
She actually went and
James.
my wife, does he have to bury parts of the body? She went, don't be
The A1 Mini doesn't come with it.
Sorry, what was that, Carl?
James was saying there he thought the A1 Mini came with clippers, but it doesn't come with them.
Yeah, this hasn't come with any.
They've started cutting down on them.
No, hopefully, avoid warranty. She hopefully will be in there soon.
Firmware 4 Plus, and then fix whatever. Okay, so what's the difference? How to confirm the fix pack? Right, hold on. So I have to. How to use the fix pack?
And also, James, I'm not my arse.
I can barely hear you over Carl's TV.
No, it's about million.
Can you turn that down a bit?
You really let me down today and all, James, caught up because I knocked my arse out getting this commission model done. But
And he didn't come down and pick it up.
And you weren't even coming down. Spent so many hours of my life on that in the last sort of 5 days.
All right, let's see if we can. There we go, updating firmware.
The model we're talking about is Ragnar off of Vikings. It's a commission. I've done, someone wanted it. But just to be clear, it's Ragnar with the head tattoos. Because the person who ordered it obviously hates me.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't trying to. He wasn't trying to help you.
The face I'm really happy with.
Yeah, he selected Shearer. He wanted to get that player to pop his screen.
The rest of the models up there.
Al sweeps in and flies off with the printer. So I'm just updating the firmware. Like, it's very obvious that I need to do the firmware update before I try to do anything. If anybody gets one of these, I would highly recommend that you absolutely do the update before you try and do anything. So, firmware update completed, restarting the device. Are you though?
Right, guys, I'm going to have to drop off.
88 overall gold pot.
No worries, mate. Touch that.
Yeah, catch you later. Good luck.
No worries, man. See you soon. Thanks very much for dropping in.
That's all right. Take care.
The system is currently starting. Please wait. Okay. So let's take that out.
I want to see if it's like very similar to like the road to the knockout.
So at least you can take the screen off, and I guess you can like, so I can show you. Like,
make it look like a mobile phone.
Yeah.
So when the wife walks in, you can put it on your ear.
You don't understand why they decided to get rid of end stops. Well, so to be honest with you, they probably just wanted to get rid of something that does mechanically fail. Like less wires, less end stop. Like I get it. I don't. The problem is, right, is that throw it at the wall when the update fails. Well, it does. It's been starting for a while. Like it's still started. Oh, here we go. It's finished. Cool. Right. So okay then. So let's see what happens if we press home. Oh. That was some fun little noises, weren't they?
It wouldn't do that if it had end stops.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, X has come unplugged. That's why. Hold on.
You still ain't put the braces on either, have you?
Yeah, the braces are on.
Oh, well, on the back.
Yeah.
Them wires look like they're asking for trouble.
Yeah, there's not like. I'd have liked them to have been in a cable chain, to be honest.
Just something other than just a load of baggy wires.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll turn that off.
What a
And then
flying
I'll turn it
wizard
back.
there.
There's got to be some clips for it.
Well, there's this cable clamp, and I can tell you now, there's absolutely no way that goes to it. Oh, go on then, I'll look at the instructions. Because you're right, it doesn't look...
Looks terrible.
It doesn't look nice. I don't understand why. Oh, that just goes on there. Oh, well, that's... Oh, okay, hold on. So that's meant to have gone behind.
is happening?
And then so is this.
We did get a road
This is meant to have gone through here, I think,
to
to then plug in. I'll say that this this X bit, the way the tool head goes in feels quite secure. Like it clips, it pushes in, and it pushes, and like it double clips in at each side. I quite like that.
All held together with smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, they're on the back side. Yeah. Right. So this goes
We saw Sanchez 2
like
seconds ago.
that.
But Calmy, Lineker,
If anyone's bored, they can watch Carl's TV.
Oh, it's just those stupid FIFA cards. Nothing.
You just got owned by your child there, Carl.
Yeah. The way you said nothing as well. That was a real nothing of fear. That was.
Yeah.
You could tell in his voice. He was like, nothing. I'm really sorry.
Like it's going to give him an hiding if he says it again.
He's 12 years old. He could kill me in a heartbeat now.
I was going to say, yeah. He knows all your secrets. He does.
Yeah. Certainly does.
And he knows where all your medication is.
Tire ban on your scooter.
Yeah. He knows where all your medication is. That's your problem.
Thankfully, I don't have inflatable tyres on the scooter. They're just rock hard.
Well, apart from that Ragnar, James, which is finished and now just sitting here, I'm printing a load of these.
The Onai masks.
Yeah, and I've got.
I'm just not really sure where this is. Like, this is all like droopy.
And for some reason, I don't know why, the grown man wants a little bow bun man. The grown man wants this.
I don't think I've got any of the. So what we used to use was like a. We used to use a lanyard clip that would.
But we 100% haven't got any of them now because we just don't use
Don't think I do have any, no. But like this is just flopping about.
Talking of pigeons, did anyone see on the news?
Yeah, we saw on your TV.
Oh, it hasn't been on yet. There was a pigeon took in custody in India.
Yes, I did see this, and the pigeon was accused of being a Chinese spy.
Yeah.
And they released it after 10 days.
No, 8 months.
8 months?
8 months.
Who arrested a pigeon?
Amazing. So in India, they arrested a pigeon, and they accused it of being a Chinese spy, and they kept it for questioning. And they eventually decided that it wasn't a Chinese spy. It was actually a Taiwanese racing pigeon that had just gotten really keen and just left.
How do you question a pigeon? Do you get enough?
Well, that's why it took. To be fair, that's why it took 10 months. Like it did take ages to try and get the sense out of it.
You're probably putting a lie detector test.
Or do you bring in like 2 pigeons and they do like good pigeon, bad pigeon?
Yeah. I saw it on the news
really
today.
hate this. Like, I hate this. Just this. Can I zip tie this to this bit, maybe? Like, there's got to be a...
Could you
it didn't crash into the bed, so there's that.
Cellmate was a pigeon.
He was well peckish when they let him go.
Not dignifying that with an answer.
Oh, I like that.
Right. I'm doing this. I'm almost definitely sure this is not what you're supposed to do, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm a maverick and I blaze my own trail. I make my own rules.
That big bit of cable hanging out inside, that's 100% just asking to get catch on something.
Yeah, it's just asking to get caught on something, isn't it?
Put this printer, say in a lineup of all your printers, and not have that catch on something else.
Yeah. Right, let's take a look then, shall we? So everything's working from there. Level. This operation will confirm... Yep, go on then.
Why wouldn't that surprise me? They did that to a Pope. They dug him up, dressed him, stuck him in a trial and had someone behind him moving his head and arms to answer questions.
That sounds like that's not true.
100% sounds like the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I was about to say it's definitely something to do with the Catholic Church. That.
It's like, well, let's all blame the geezer who's dead.
So James, the bed cable on this was James showed it at the beginning. It's quite good actually on this.
Yeah, this has got bed strain relief on it. So I'll just switch over to. You can see that this is just move this forward a little bit.
For the bed to move all the way forward.
So it is going through its bed level. Oh, I thought it was anyway. Hold on. Why is it stopped? Am I supposed to press a button?
Cable's got snagged.
No.
Okay. Next. Anything out this one?
What are you doing?
86858784. We'll go to a roll call. Still waiting for her to get a promo card, by the way. She will be unbelievable.
What?
Last one. Nah.
It's not heating the bed. It's not heating the nozzle. It's just.
Well, it's saying it's moving, but it's not.
There's just no way.
That's not just me, is it? I pressed level and it didn't. You like the screen? Yeah, I guess so. Be cool if it did something though. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That's honestly, guys. That's not just me, right? Look. Am I supposed to have updated the screen firmware as well? Is that what it's upset about?
Probably.
Never just.
It's nothing like setting up a printer and it's just easy, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I was going to say. Do you know what? I don't mind if a printer needs updates. That doesn't bother me.
No,
But like, it would be nice if they. It would be nice if they worked, and if you could do them over.
It off and off again.
Well, I just did. So yeah.
If you tried to turn it on and off.
The thing is, though, like they're bringing out all these new machines that do all this quicker prints, they do this and that, but the basics have to work first.
Yeah.
That's
We've said before,
easy
right?
to use and print and then speed it up.
Yeah.
Not try and make a fast printer work.
We've said before, right, that the main selling point that Bambu always had was that fundamentally you get them out of the box and they just work. Now, I'll agree that that's not necessarily the case with the A1.
Oh, no, it works. It's just
Did
dangerous.
you restart after the update? I did indeed. Have you tried turning it on and off again? I have tried turning it off again, yes, after I did the update. Have you tried pressing Control-Alt-Delete? So this is obviously a cabley thingy that maybe is meant to go on this somehow. Oh, I see. It's meant to. Right. Okay. So that's meant to fit on the. Well, that's just not. That's
Might be on page 3 of the manual.
Right. Let's go back. All right. Then go on. How do you update the firmware then? How do you update the screen?
Alright, so while James is trying to deal with this, I'm going to mention what projects I'm involved with, James, if that's alright.
Yes, absolutely. Go for that.
So, Manchester University have taken over some shops that are no longer used, and they're trying to bring people back into the shops. I have been invited to go and set up a 3D printing shop there. And to potentially run classes, to potentially have schools come in to be involved. So there's loads of artists, and by time, hopefully in about 4 weeks, I'll be streaming from there instead of being at home. So I won't have a TV behind me screaming loud. So it's all fun. I had a last meeting today, just waiting to find out what shop I'm going to take over, but it should be fun. I think it's going to be the first 3D printing shop in my town as well. So that'd be
What's
interesting.
the shop going to do? Just like
So the project.
or
So the project is actually called the Engine Room, and it's about bringing people in. So he's got someone coming in with a whole body scanner, so that they're able to scan you within 10 minutes, and you could actually ask for a jumper to be made however you want it to be made, and in an hour it'd be made for you. So they're trying to bring additive manufacturing to the mass. I will be selling some bits and bobs there. That's the plan. And my wife is over the moon that the house will be 3D printer free.
Oh, all your machines going now?
Yeah. Apart from, I'm going to leave my A1 Mini here because I like that. But everything else is going to be going there. So I've got access 24/7 to the shop. I've had a conversation with James. I'm potentially looking at maybe streaming for an hour a day on the channel
Well,
for a bit of fun.
I see something funny earlier. So I don't know if anybody else here knows Thomas Morgenstern. He painted the freehand panel on our Titan with all the skull on it and the demon. He did that. I was talking to him earlier, and he received the Apex wash station.
I saw a picture of it.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting it, whether we are or not, I don't know. But he received this story goes on further from what I told you earlier, James.
Right.
Came in 2 big boxes, so he thought they're big boxes for one for a wash station, one for a cure station, and they were wooden crates. Thought they're big, they must be well packed. So he undone one, it was the wash station. So he took some pictures of it next to his Anycubic wash station. Look how big it is. So okay, great. He opened the second box and it was another Apex printer. So he got it out, set it up, threw all the packaging away. And I mean, he dumped it, all the packaging. And then they contacted him and said, we've made a mistake. That printer was supposed to go to somebody else.
Right.
They were meant to send him the cure station, but they sent him somebody's X1.
Amazing.
Said, can you package it up and send it back to us? He went, well, I haven't got it anymore. Like it was all dumped at the dump.
Let's be honest, if it was done to me, I'd unbox it and get rid of the rubbish straight away as well.
But like, that's some cock up, isn't it?
Yeah. That's funny, that.
Right, so for anyone interested, I'm now having to update the screen. The way you update the screen is you have to take all 4 screws off of the back and insert an SD card into the back of the screen. So that's super cool. That's a really easy to do, super simple way of really annoying me.
Like the whole setup of this printer is really easy and quick, isn't it?
Like, what an unnecessary, irritating. I'm going to as well once the screen has done its update.
So
I'm going to apply it in the.
Thomas gets sent lots and lots of machines. And he speaks to Apex all the time, and they said, yep, you've got a delivery coming this day, here's the track. And he was like, okay, lovely. And he just presumed they'd sent him another X1 because he does a lot of stuff for Apex. So he just presumed they'd sent him another printer because he loves that printer and they know how much he loves it. So he just presumed they'd sent him another one.
You've been spoilt with out-of-the-box printers. I mean...
Yeah, a bit.
I think the difficulty is, right, is that once you're in that mindset of, I get this machine out, so like the Quiddy, the Quiddy X3 Plus just worked, the K1 Max just worked, the X1 Carbon just worked, Carl, I mean, you can attest to the P1S, got it out of the box and it just did its job, right? You take the screws apart and off it goes.
15 minutes of calibration works.
And I'm not in any way suggesting that Cartesians are dead, right? They're not. But let's be clear. We're an hour and 15 minutes into this stream. I have an assembled printer. But now there's all this faff. Like, the Hydra barely even turned on. Like, I'll admit it's not that this machine is faulty. It's just that there's so many extra steps that I just shouldn't have to care about. So there we go. So this is update successful. So I'm now going to turn this off.
So I got the K1 delivered this week, and I literally unboxed it, connected it to a Wi-Fi, did its update, and it printed. And
of course.
And I've used lots of Calibrating machines. It's never been that easy before.
That's why I like
Yeah,
resin
for
printers. You
Calibrating.
turn them on and off you go.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Corelli have really up their game with the K1 and the K1 Max. Like, they're well made.
Yes, I've had really good results with my K1. Side note: once the update is finished, it doesn't rename the screen file. So if you don't now unscrew it again and take the SD card out, it's just continuously stuck in an update cycle. So I hate my life and everything in it. So I'm just going to have to now re-unscrew the 4 screws on the back of this.
3D experiments, you're right there. The Bambu effect expectations are a lot higher now, and I think.
And I would agree.
People
There is
expect
Bambu has set
on
expectations a
work.
lot higher. I think what's really interesting is that because the Bambu engineers come from a very different industry, and that a lot of them are, I love and miss the K1. I had the Flashforge Adventure. Yeah, the Flashforge Adventure is a nice little machine. Hi, Dell's Logos. The Flashforge Adventure, a nice little machine. We played about with the Anker Make M5. I didn't hate it, but I really wasn't blown away. I really wasn't blown away by it.
I void warranties. I'll be honest, I have no idea. I've not even looked into it.
Did you get the free service to the? No, I don't. I don't think we did. I'll tell you now. I hate the Creality app. It's awful. It's garbage. Every time I go into it, it just reminds me of being on AliExpress. I hate everything about it. I hate this ranking system that seems to be really prevalent in the industry at the moment. The same with Maker's World as well. The idea that you need to earn points and points mean prizes and all of that nonsense. Data error. Excellent.
But again, the Bambu effect has really, like, the Maker World app works. And it works really well. You know, if you don't have a laptop or a PC at home, you don't need to buy one now because you don't need to slice on it. You can just do it on your phone.
Guess I'll just undo this for the 3rd time.
Maker Mind next. Yeah, I would agree that, yeah. The hard
So yeah, the bloatware I hate. I hate it. My Anger Makes M5 got damaged screens with. Oh, has it? Also, bummer. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest and say I'm actually going to give props to Anker for that, right? They weren't going to go back to the drawing board. They didn't want to release an inferior product, so they just said, you know what, guys? Refunds all round. We're not doing it. And I would prefer a company to admit that they are just grossly out of their depth and don't know how to do something than them just coming back and being like, yeah, well, we gave it a go. It's a Kickstarter, so you guys figure it out. Like, we've done the basics. You can figure out the rest. Enjoy.
You get it to work.
Yeah, you get it to work. We couldn't.
And that's been the norm in this community, this market area that we're in.
Well,
You know.
Reality started that.
Yeah.
Here's a machine. It works sort of. You get it to print nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you break it, tell someone else how to fix it, and then the next 1,000 people will do the same. And
Yeah, so for anyone who what refunds were to certain countries, you got some countries weren't included. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So yeah, so for anyone interested, Dels Logos did a full-size Hulk, 8'7", and he did it all on Bambus. So anyone who tells you that you need to have a large printer to print large, go and watch Dels Logos' channel, because I'll tell you now, you don't.
If you've got endless supply of sandpaper.
Yeah, well, it didn't even, no, because he didn't even do that. Like, the quality that came out of the Bambu...
He glooped it together, didn't he?
He 3D glooped it together, yeah. No, I don't know if he 3D glooped it. I think... Dels Logos, did you use Replaflow stuff, or did you use...
No, 3D gloop.
I can't remember if you used 3D gloop or not. I know that you... I watched the video the other day and I've just forgotten.
see, I have a problem with gloop. I've used it, and literally after a couple of dabs, it just dries up with the PLA off the brush.
Right, the screen is now working again, so now I can actually put the back on this.
Yeah, it was
He
blue.
did goose glue.
It was 3. Oh, it was glue. Okay, fair enough. Take that back then.
But it is massive. I see the picture of it yesterday.
Absolutely huge. Absolutely massive. Real achievement, that is. Like, there's a real sense of you did something when you finish that.
I wish I had the energy to do something like that, but I just can't be bothered.
I'll be honest and say that those big projects, they suck the life out of you. They really do.
Well,
Unless it's a project of unless it's a passion project, they absolutely suck the life out of you.
the Ecto 1 did that to me.
Yeah, the T1000 did that to me. It was months of that not being done, and even when it was done, I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was finished. I didn't like how it came out. I learnt a lot doing it, but all I really learnt is that I didn't want to do it.
But I think,
Which
James,
admittedly isn't as useful.
is when you're being paid to do something, it's a lot more stressful because you
So, yeah,
set
so
the
I've
judge,
been-
the quality, the paint.
I've been painting this Ragnar this week. Granted, I thought I only had like 4 days to paint it, and I was at work for 2 of them. It's more stressful because it's a commission. Whereas usually, if I'm painting something and it's for me, I think, yeah, that'd be all right. Like, you know, you're not really. Because it's a commission, you look at something, you think, oh, I better edge highlight all of that. And then that's like an hour edge highlighting a little axe.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the problem. It takes the fun out of it. So when you're doing a project that you enjoy doing because you want to make it, you're happy
it don't
with
much
how it
take the
looks.
fun out of it for me because it makes me paint better. Rather than settling, I try and do it as good as I can do it.
Yeah, but it's like when I've sold some dragons, some flexi dragons, and everyone else has been like, they're amazing. And I'm like, I like to see layer lines, I'm not happy with it. And, you know, you because someone's buying it, you try and make it better.
Like, I painted everything on this Ragnar. I had the head painted, everything. The last thing I had to do was the head tattoos because I didn't want to do them.
Yeah.
In the end, I just thought, right, I'll just do it. Like, you know, and to be honest, it took me half an hour and I had it done. And I looked at it, I was like, no, I'm actually happy with that. Like, whereas if I was doing it for me, I'd have just cracked on and done them. But I knew that had to be perfect.
Yeah.
And that adds to the stress, doesn't it, really?
I want to print the Prusa caster, but I'm not sure it will stay in tune. I don't know what that is.
No idea.
It's a guitar off on Prusa, whatever their website's called. You know, the 3D printed guitar you can do.
Oh, is
I'm
it?
more inclined to say when you tighten the strings, something can snap.
I suppose if you've printed it, if it's designed in a certain way, probably not, but...
Well, there's a reason why they're made out of wood.
Yeah, because they didn't have 3D printers when they invented the guitar.
But they still make them out of wood.
It's just laziness, that is.
I don't know, it takes about, I don't know, 3 months longer.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I did a lot of Christmas baubles in December. And when I got to, like, just before Christmas, I had a break from printing. Just needed to recharge my batteries and just...
I'll do it regularly. So if I've had a few things I've done, or something big, I'll have a week or 2 where I don't print.
Yeah. And you need that sometimes.
Yeah. Because I don't want printing to be a chore. I want it to be something I want to do.
Yeah.
If you're doing it professionally, that's a different story. But if you're not doing it professionally, I don't want to just do it for the sake of it.
Right, okay. We're somewhere. I don't know where that is, but we're somewhere. Automatic. Calibrate the bed. Confirm. Well, it's doing something now. It all gets bolted together when you buy the neck and bits in the company print. Oh, okay. James knows what I went through to get it done. I'm taking a break, but we'll start more at the end of the month. Yeah, it's a lot, and it's more. And all right, look, I get that there's a level of privilege associated with the fact that we get to do this stuff. Like, me and Mike have regular jobs, but fundamentally we get to do this stuff, right? We get to mess about with printers and we get cool new toys and all of that stuff. When you're doing something for somebody, regardless of whether or not you're getting paid, as Mike said, it changes the game for you. And it is really, like, annoying sometimes.
If I was doing this Ragnar for me, I'd have done early Ragnar with no head tattoos.
Yeah.
Because I'd have just looked at it and thought, oh, 100% can't be bothered doing them.
Yeah. I'm just looking at what this is. It is heating. Please wait. Okay. And for anyone interested, this is now... The screen is now working. So I had to do two things. I had to update the screen and I had to update the machine. You have to unscrew the back of the machine to be able to update it. That's really fun. No reason why that needs to be a thing. Bearing in mind they know you need access to the back of the screen, they could just make it so that pops off. So that would have been really cool, but they didn't do that. They could have made it so that both of those things were updatable over the air, but they aren't, so that's also nice. So they're both those things really cool. Really, really, really a big fan of them. If you're printing for yourself, you don't mind the quality. If it's someone else, you have to ask yourself, would I part with the cash for this print? And honestly, it's something that we really struggle with. So I massively struggle trying to value my prints or put a price on what we would sell them for. Because the problem is that there's the cost of the materials and then there's the cost of your time. Now, the reality is if you take something like... my Daredevil and Kingpin model, right? There's probably 500 hours worth of printing on various machines just to get that thing printed, right? So there's 500 hours right there. There's at least 10 kilos of resin that went into making it and another 5 to 8 kilos of filament, right? So let's call materials £200. £200 in materials to make that model. Then there's the paint. Now, I already own the paint, but still, there is the cost of the paint. So some of that has to be replaced. So let's call that £50 to £100 in paint, depending on the type of paint that you have. So now you're at £300. Now, there's 60 hours of painting in getting that model done. Now, if you pay me at minimum wage, all of a sudden, you've got £1,000. You've got £1,000 for a 3D printed model. And I go, okay, do I think there's £1,000 worth of 3D model there? And my answer half the time would be like, I don't know that there is. There's flaws in it. There's things that I accepted. It broke when it went together multiple times. So there's cracks. There's everything else. So all of a sudden, you're at... If you were saying, right, I'm going to fix all of that and make it perfect, now you're at a $1,500 to £2,000 price tag, which is the same price as the Sideshow model.
Yeah. And the Sideshow model you can move.
And the Sideshow model you can move about, and it's magnetic, and it's, you know, whatever. And it's always going to be a Sideshow model, so it has collector's value. Like, as much as we pretend that anyone on YouTube really gives a toss about who we are or what we do, the fact that we've done something doesn't add any material value to anything, right? It's just a thing, and if someone wants the thing, then they'll pay a price for it.
Put it on Facebook Marketplace, someone will look at that and go,
yeah,
I like it, I'll buy it, or I don't care.
Yeah.
Holt took 53 1 kilogram spools of filament, 150.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
So how do you value your own worth? That's
how do you value that print? I want to be clear, it's still saying it is heating. It has reached temperature. So now this is frozen again. This is frozen again.
Not good.
Well, apparently the person who's buying this Ragnar
But you're
apparently wants
famous.
Lagavulin and Floki as well.
Or Floki would be a good one.
So this has now sat there. You can see that it's reached temperature. Oh, hold on. It's now decided that it wants to move. Good Lord.
Told you buggy as hell. How long does the bed level take then, Andrew?
So there we go. So now it's started doing its thing. Like, come on. And this is the problem, right? This is 360 odd quid, right?
Maybe Elegoo should have named this the Elegoo Frozen.
Yeah. So here we go. So it's now doing its thing. This is the problem, right? So this machine right now is, let me just go back, $350, right? We are an hour 30 into this stream, and we still have not yet leveled the bed. We're not going to be able to do a benchy on this stream. I'm literally going to let it do its level, and then I'm going to say, right, now it's ready to go. So at least we can say, right, you know, fine, we'll crack on with it. Another time we'll do the review. Like, not an easy setup, right? This would be very intimidating to a new person.
If this was your first printer, then
Yeah.
imagine where they'd be now when it just didn't do anything and wouldn't work.
People who are new to the hobby do not want to be unscrewing your manual level the bed first. I don't know. I've done it. I've just done the auto bed level. So look, I mean, people who are new to this hobby, they don't want to be doing firmware updates and taking the backs off of screens and everything else. That's not an acceptable user experience. If you want it so that people have to do updates, they have to be over the air. And they have to be that when you turn the machine on, you connect it to Wi-Fi and it goes, hey, there's an update. Do you want to do it? And you say, yes, please. And it goes, okay, do-de-do-de-do. And it goes off and does it. And that's not what this is right now. This is not a friendly or accessible experience. I've been doing this now. Me and Mike have been doing this for the best part of 10 years. That's insane to think that. But the best part of 10 years we've been... James just got 2 more of the photo. Oh, right, okay. 1 second. Let me see if I can pull up my WhatsApp.
Yeah, because we've got WhatsApp on our computers now because Facebook went weird.
Can I just put that up on the stream? Present. No, I don't really want to do that. Can I just do that? Okay. No, I can't. New layout, edit layout, no. I think I can probably, hold on. So bear in mind that if you want to see if you want to actually see this, I highly recommend you go over to Dell's channel and check it out. But this here is the Hulk all stood up
In a little fence.
It's got a little fence around. I want to be clear. That's a regular fence. It's a
like
6 foot fence.
It's like a little thing you'd keep a rabbit in.
Yeah, it looks like he's put it in a rabbit hutch. He hasn't. It's just been put in the. That's just been. So anyway, so that gives you an idea of just how big that Hulk is. I highly recommend that if you want to see more, go over to Dell's channel and check it out.
Looks like my ex-wife.
Pay attention at the distance between the bed and the nozzle. Oh, well, that's well far off. Okay, so we're gonna I'm telling you now, I'm going to eyeball the nuts out of this, and you're going to be absolutely blown away at the quality that I'm going to turn out as a result. Sweet. Save. Right, well, it's gone round and done on its leveling data. So, we are now... Oh, it's still saving. Hold on. See, this is just nonsense. Why does it take this long just to save? It's still doing it. Why is it still doing it?
I guess Andrew was right. It's a bit buggy.
What is it? Just still doing it.
They're sending it to China.
They're just sending him all his James's banking details.
Oh, my days. No. Is there an SD card in it? Maybe it needs one to save. Well, it didn't come with an SD card in it, so no. But it shouldn't. I mean, there's a USB stick in the machine, but surely this should be saving this to the board, right? This should be saved to the EEPROM.
Yeah, should be saving it to the main board, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Right, cool. Here we go. What the point? Just took so long. Oh, the system's currently starting. Okay, cool. And now it's just decided to reboot itself because I had the audacity to try and look at the Wi-Fi. Sorry. I feel bad. That was on me. I was really asking a lot of you there. Sorry about that. Oh, it's done it again.
It would have been so much better.
Isn't it crazy how like we got the Ultra 3 off them? How
Different
out
they
the
are.
box that was to this.
Thing is, that's resin for you. Resin. Sometimes you have to level the build plate, but that's it.
Right, so this is now rebooted again.
It was worth it to see what it goes.
There's nothing to print on there. Mate, absolute.
I think we need to take the highly anticipated Elegoo Neptune 4 Plus out of the description.
Yeah, I might edit the comments after that. I might edit the thing. This printer was a time vampire. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah. Right, look, I am not going to try and do a benchy simply because I don't want to, and we'll do the review, and this live stream will be a part of that, right? This is now, we are now 1 hour 37 after getting it out of the box. The patch does fix a good few of the issues, but it's still, yeah, compared to people have done better clipper builds. I bought a new electric guitar to play on, right, okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I've patched it. So I've done the update. I've done the fix that comes with the update, because apparently that's a thing. And I've also done the screen update at the same time. So I've done all of the updates, and it's now doing this. So look, we're going to go away. We're going to do the review. We'll do a benchies and do our print tests and speed tests and all that sort of stuff. I think the problem is I'm a little bit, we are spoiled by the fact that up until now we have been getting some machines that have taken all of this noise out of 3D printing. We have been using the Quiddy Max, the Quiddy X Plus, the K1 Max, the X1C.
The Anchor Make and the Snap Maker.
Yeah.
But they were both straightforward.
Yeah, they were. I mean, the Snap Maker, I'm not in love with either, if I'm perfectly honest. It's just an outdated machine. But even that, once it was together, it was... And the max speed is 60 millimeters a second. Oh, cool. No, it can't be. That's not true.
It's twice as fast as the Snap Maker.
Yeah, the Snap Maker.
And 100 times quicker than the Hydra.
Look, I'm going to go away. I'm going to play about with this. We're going to do a review, and it will come out in a week or so. Big Cooler doesn't make the machine any good, yeah. Isn't it like for like, nearly? What do you mean? Isn't that a like for like, really? Prusa Mark III was straight out of the box. Well, yes, it was, providing that you bought a pre-assembled one. Otherwise, you were building a kit. And the Prusa Mark III was pretty much work out of the box. It's also not a perfect machine. And even the Mark IV, I'm still not blown away by what it does. And when you have priced alternatives, because how much is a P1P right now? I can't remember.
400 and some pounds.
So if you were asking me $350 for this, or 400 for a P1P, which would I suggest someone gets?
Super 86 pack, right?
Like, I'm saying getting the Bambu. You'll have 3 times the workflow. So although this is bigger, you could just cut stuff up, print smaller, and print 3 times quicker. Look, I'm not going to rag on the machine because I haven't really. All I've done is this garbage fire of trying to set it up. But let's get it up and do the also tighten the lead screws as they're loose. No, mine are all right. Yeah, mine are fine. They're in there pretty solidly. Synchronization belts all on. Like, I don't think the build quality's bad. It seems to be pretty good. But I'm just not blown away by anything else. So, look, anyway. I'm going to end the stream there because I'm tired and I don't want to do it anymore. So we'll do the review. It will come out in a couple of weeks. We've got loads of other stuff coming on the channel, guys. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all the normal stuff. It all helps the channel. If you do want to get your own one of these, go over to the Elegoo website. We do not have an affiliate link with these. We're not being paid for this video. Full disclosure, we do get to keep this machine, although I don't know why we would at the end of this. Is the bed loose? No. No, bed's good. Right. I don't think it's a badly built machine. I'll be clear about that. There's just going to be some stuff on this that's going to annoy me, I think. Yeah. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining, guys and dolls. We will see you all very, very soon. Catch you on the next one.
Later as well.